What's buck, everybody? It's your boy Link, One Head Three's company. You know what it is. You see me in the streets. You see me at events. Always on the streets asking the important questions and questions to give you guys knowledge on everything that goes on in the street dance culture as well as the street art culture. I'm here with another Politic interview. We have some very special guests. But before we get to our special guests, let's give a couple shout outs to the N fam, the Skills fam, and of course, always gotta rep it. Southside, yeah. We just had a major event, Wasteland Southside. Big shouts out to Billy and the whole DCX crew for throwing on a lovely event. We had 3K in the building, lovely entertainment, all the battles. You should go check out the Demolition Crew page on YouTube and check out those battles. Now, back to our special guest. We have DJ Rita Spirit from Ukraine to Canada and traveling all over the world doing her thing. She's a DJ, popper, and hip hop enthusiast that has been doing it and been rocking for years and has a great perspective on the street dance culture as well as the street arts culture. So without further ado, we're gonna hop straight into our interviews. We're gonna get into it. She's on the call. She's about to hop on the call, and we're about to have the politic.
Hello everyone, my name is DJ Rita Spirit. I originally came from Ukraine. Right now I'm based in Canada, and I'm a DJ. I spin multiple genres of music, mostly house, hip hop, and music for popping battles like funk, G-funk. And I also enjoy Afrofusion, Afrobeats, and any type of music if it's good produced. I'm also a dancer. Right now, I would say my main styles mainly dance, popping, and hip hop. But I also like to dance house in the club or breaking. I take a lot of inspiration from breaking for my floor works. Since I dance a lot with breakers, I don't know how, but it historically was like that. Yeah, I'm excited to be here today and have some interesting conversations.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's great to have you here on the Politic. We talk about a variety of subjects here because, of course, we all know street dance culture and street art culture is very vast. It's very limitless. There are dances of all types, shape, forms, and fashions. What are some things that you in your career are proud of, honestly? Because I know you're a DJ and you're a dancer. There are an array of us that are multi-talented. I'm a videographer myself, but open our eyes to like the DJ realm. You're a bi-talented artist. That's a great word for it, artist. So tell us about some of the things that you have going on, things that you've done with that artistry.
Yeah, so I started DJ like long ago. I think it was like 8-10 years ago. I mean, like I was always collecting music. I was when I was kid, collecting cassettes, and then officially I started DJing like 8-10 years ago when I bought my equipment. So I was mainly thought I will spin for the battles. I ended up spinning for pretty much every event, but glad that I had an opportunity to span around Asia. So mostly in China, because I was living there. So I was spinning a lot of events there. Then I moved to Europe and also was active in the dance scene and also in the club scene. In Europe, I was living in Sweden for 3 years, and I also had a chance to teach DJing there, which brought luckily a lot of new DJs to the scene, and a lot of like at least few female DJs, which I'm really glad about because we don't have so many female DJs, unfortunately. But yeah, and now I'm based in Canada, and I'm very grateful I can share my artistry here, go to US, go to Arizona. I will come back I just left Arizona like a few weeks ago, but I'm gonna come back in July for All Funked Up event that Armani organized to spin and popping category. Yeah, and so it's been a journey. Yeah, so as I said, like I thought like I will just spin for the battles, but in China I also had the possibility to work in the third biggest hip hop club in China. And when we are talking about China, hip hop clubs are big. Yeah, they're really big because the population is, yeah, it's a big population. So, and there I had the chance to meet like different artists, like some Japanese rappers. So our manager would invite every month some of the like big artists to the club, like Red Bull 3 Styles champions, mostly from Europe, and Japanese rappers, Vietnamese rappers. Yeah, it was really cool experience. Yeah, it was not easy, but yeah, definitely something that I'm proud of.
So, as a multi-talented DJ and dancer, there are other dancers who want to explore the world of DJing. What are some tips that you could actually give these individuals that may want to know how to get into the business, how to start, or even just how to practice one's craft?
Yeah, I think it's a very good question. So for me, DJing and dance, they go together because you can complement one by another one. For instance, like when I started to DJ, I listened to the music differently as a dancer, more like understand more like the ambience of the song, phrasing, and vice versa. Like when I'm preparing for the new gigs, I'll go and dance to this music, right? I go and see how is the energy of the songs, if it's proper to spin for the battle, for the prelim, for finals, and or like if I produce new mixtape, I go and also test it with my dancing friends, session on it, and see what works, what's not. And how to start, I think if you first like I think nowadays a lot of dancers want to start DJing, but it's more like a prestige thing. Like it's kind of like cool to be DJ, but I think first like to understanding why you want to start and developing your knowledge about music and developing love to the music, or like I mean like if they want to start DJing, they for sure should love the music and love different music, and but also like understanding like that DJing is not just like techniques, like mixing techniques like you can learn within like few months, 1 year, but the knowledge and the like observation of the room, the skill how to navigate the vibe and your own taste, it's for me it's like much more harder to develop than skills like the techniques. Yeah, and I think like this is the something that was underlooked or undervalued so much. So because DJing can seem like so technical, okay, like you like buy equipment, you learn like mixing, scratching techniques, all the effects and stuff, but in the end, um, I think the knowledge is more important than understanding and having your vision and your taste and what can you bring to the table that no one else can.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice. That is beautiful. That is actually beautiful. We actually talk in a lot of the artistry realms that experience outweighs talent and skill a lot. That's a conversation I think that's in a lot of areas actually. Because I'm primarily a dancer, but I'm also a videographer as well. And one of my mentors told me that although anybody can push a button, it takes a person who actually has experience with the camera and skill to actually make something creative.
Yeah.
So That's an interesting take on it. I didn't know if the rules were, or certain like advice pinpoints were cross platforms, right?
Yeah.
So if from that regard, let's just move into like your journey as a dancer, right? As a dancer, where have you where have you danced? Because you say you're from Ukraine, correct?
Yeah.
Where all have you competed and danced?
So you mean how did I start dancing?
No, just like in general, like where have you competed? Of course, the journey of you starting to dance is included, but where are all the places that you laid your foundation of your career when it comes to the popping and hip hop arts?
Yeah. Okay. So with the hip hop, like it was always like I born in the city in Ukraine, Kharkov. So we had like, or like I'm not born there. I moved there when I studied at university for the dance, because like it was the culture dance capital of Ukraine. And like in this city, like we were in the same like hood and in the same kind of team with another guys who are also now the like famous hip hop producers who are everyone look up to, like JK, Cajun, Swipe. Yeah, I heard like their tracks like playing everywhere in the States, and it's funny enough because like we all, like, yeah, we were all like raised together, and I'm really glad that like the artistry expand like that. So yeah, there I started like with the hip hop freestyle. I always was dancing freestyle, never into choreography, and then yeah, when I moved to China, I started to have interest in popping, but in China, popping is so different because like of the culture. I think it's more like about drills, like they stay in drill for like hours, and I thought like, wow, like popping is just so boring in style, and I could never dance this. But then I was spinning in the big event where MT Pop, who was judging Gorilla Funk Anniversary from Vietnam, he was judging there. So he was judging popping category, and I was spinning freestyle and hip hop category. And then it was so many people in popping that I was so bored to wait until it's over, the prelim. So I just took part, and then I passed to top 32, and I never even like practiced popping or something. But yeah, and then like I saw his showcase, and it's very different. Like his style is very unique and different and very creative. So it inspired me to kind of start interest in popping. But then I started to like dance practice it maybe not so long ago, like 3 years ago when I was in Sweden. Yeah, and it again came from I took part in a popping battle, and I don't know how like me and my partner we won, but my partner was also a hip hop dancer mostly. Like yeah, we sometimes like had like a little foundation of popping, but yeah. And then I was like, wow, maybe like it's meant to be my style. And then I moved to Canada where the popping is very big and US is close, and yeah. And then I just kind of start to be in the circle of poppers more and more, and yeah, that's how it brought me to the style. When I was in Sweden, I also tried to work in theater. So I don't know how about like US and Canada. I think it's not a big deal here, but in Europe, like dance theaters is yeah, a big thing. Like a lot of dancers try to show their art there. So it's kind of on the age of contemporary and popping or breaking. Yeah, so I was in one performance, like the last performance I was in was choreographed by the guy from Germany, and he is like contemporary dancer, so he chose like different people. So I mean, from the like street dance background, it was just me and another guy who dance folk, And I was like, wow, how will it work? But eventually, because he was so good in what he's doing, it turned out like very beautiful performance and very versatility because of different people who were part of it. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. That is extensive. I was not expecting that career. That is a long one. So, in all of these competitions, this journey that you've had, what can be one of those pivotal moments that changed your opinion on the art of competing as a dancer?
I would say I think it was two moments. It's all related to me moving around because yeah, I noticed like when you move around the world, you see different hip hop, different culture. Like in Ukraine, it was like one thing, and in China, it was like totally different. The music, like people dance to different. The way the competitions organized, different. And when I moved to Sweden, I think it opened my eye in many things because there, um, like it's more valued your own expression, not like the technique, but like how vulnerable can you be, how honest can you be with your dance. And at that time, like when I moved there, I like I was living in China, like technique was like the main thing there. And yeah, I was also like focused more on this, like more like kind of tricks and like signature moves. But yeah, I never really thought like about like what is it to be honest in with your dance, what is it to be vulnerable in your dance. So I think like my approach was at that point more from like physical perspective. But when I moved to Sweden, like yeah, just like the culture there made me change because yeah, people just approach dance differently. And I first like my year, I was there 3 years. First my year, I did not understood like what is like what do they mean. So why I moved to Sweden? I was studying like in a kind of college there, like dancing college, where you live in the woods of Sweden. So you live like separated from the city, and you study hip hop, popping, locking, breaking, house, and yeah, all of that every day. And you also have like mobility class, physical education class, history class, and they invite like to be accepted to the college you need like to audition and stuff like that. So it's ended up like being people from everywhere, like kind of people in the 25-30 years old from like Europe, Asia, some from US. So it was like really cool experience, and the whole vibe of this place was yeah, it was like something I can't even describe. And I think it changed me a lot. And at that point, I had mentor Nikki Awanti. She's she's the first woman who won Just the Boo with Marta. So, and her approach to dance is also very unique and special. So she more teach you like how to be an artist rather than how like how to do cool tricks. So it took me a journey to understand like what exactly she was teaching, but because it was like so deep that this knowledge like hits me even now, like like some weeks I'm like, oh, and it started to click. And then I think a second moment was when I came to US. I understood that in Europe, like we a lot of time like overthink things, especially when it comes, yeah, like when it comes to popping hip hop. Like I always heard like what is real hip hop, what is considered to be popping, what's music is hip hop, and how you like supposed to dance, all of that. And then my first time I went to US was uh, I mean, like long time ago, I went to US, but since I moved to Canada, I went to LA last winter, and I danced like with everyone, and I understood how liberating it felt, because like no one really judge you on like what is this, like how hard you pop, how good you do workout, you know. People just dance like on any kind of music. Like, yeah, it was, I felt like so fresh, so liberating, so free, you know, in my dance. Yeah, I think like it changed me a lot. And then when I came like first time to Arizona in October, so I was invited to spin all-style battle there. And then my first evening, Julio Smurf, he brought me to Dion's popping session. And yeah, I literally did not know anyone in Arizona at that point, except of Latasha, house dancer. She brought me there. She invited me. But yeah, and then I thought I saw like 40 poppers like in someone's apartment. I was like, what is going on? Because it's never like I never experienced it being like in Europe, in Ukraine, like in China. No one does it. Like in yeah, it's mostly like we dance like in the studio, or like in China we dance sometimes outside the mall. Yeah, but never like it was like in someone apartment, like 40 people. It was almost on the age like of partying, who wants to party, and then sessioning, who wants to session. And yeah, for me, I was like so impressed. It really felt like yeah, like community, you know, like not just dancer, 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 and we all live in Stockholm. Or yeah, yeah,
That I can say is I've never danced overseas personally. I do plan on going dancing overseas next year, but here in America, there's a in our culture, it's more about community and actually being together and having fun. Fun is one like the centralized concept for most of us when it comes to our dancing. Um, we try to keep the focus on fun. One of my dance teachers back at Belhaven, I trained in contemporary. She told me, dance is linear, music is infinite. Music brings the fun out of you, but the dance style that you learn and that you train in, the drills that you do, all create what you feel from the dance.
yeah,
So if you're in a positive space, such as the party, the house parties, people coming together having a good time, a lot of those times that's when your dance truly shows. So that's
exactly.
and I can say from especially from the crump sector, that is a very big thing for us. I have seen some of the best rounds ever thrown at a house session versus a competition where you're at it actually counts.
Yeah,
So I can actually agree with you on that one.
yeah,
I didn't think that was actually a thing. Like the overseas topic. I've never, because you're my first overseas dancer to talk to, and it's
hey,
very surreal. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually having fun with this one. So you mentioned a couple countries, and I have other dancer friends around the world, but they've never really told me their take on their community. Um, so you've given a little bit about China's community. It's
yeah,
and you said in a way it's kind of rigid. It's kind of very structured when it comes to the approach to dance.
yeah. Yeah, very structured. It's a good word. Like it's I think like in dance, like we dance how we live, right? And that's like you carry with you your background, your culture, and there the culture is like that. Like you know, it's like tuck 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 tuck, like fast fast, very fast paced. Like everything fast, okay, quickly learn, and like it's more about quantity than quality, I would say. And then like yeah, I don't know, I also was teaching dance in China, and my students, they were like, when I see them, they're so stressed, like so stressed, like okay, like they just had school, then they go to literature club, then they go to mass, then dance, now they study, like they don't, like feels like don't have time to relax. And because the competition is so high, it's so many people, so you need to really like kind of I don't want to say to do your best, because by doing a lot, it does not mean all the time you do your best. But yeah, you need like to push like all the time. You don't have this time to just relax. And that's why the community, when I came to Arizona, I was like, wow, it felt like a really community, because like in China, I remember like I had good friends there, also dancers, but even though like we went like after session to drink tea, then like everyone is so busy, everyone is on the phone. And I was like, whoa, but like, then what's the point we are together here, because I don't know, watch my phone at home. And that's why like it was I know, an eye-opening for me in US how it's different. And I think that's why I appreciate it so much, because it's just like something maybe people who live in US they take for just like normal. Like, because I remember when Julio brought me to the session, he was like, what the heck is going with this girl, like, because I was like so hyped. And then when he gave me a ride home, like I was like, wow, this is crazy. I just was in the session like with 40 dancers in someone's house. And he was like, yeah, we do it like every week. And I see for him, I just like, drink morning coffee. And so I think was like a big switch for me as well.